Hi, I'm Pippa. Welcome back to my channel, Calm Stitch Reads. So today I thought I'd start a new vlog, new video. It's bank holiday weekend. As you can see, I'm outside today. I'm making the most of the sunshine while I can, because we all know how the British weather can go. So this new vlog is all about books from the library and how do they compare to books that I've chosen to buy. So I went to the library yesterday and I picked 3 books that I'm going to be reading over the next few weeks, and we're just going to see how they go. So the first one, that was my cat, is a renewal because I didn't get around to this last time. Beartown by Frederick Backman. I loved My Friends, so I thought I'd give this one a go. So this has actually been made into a Netflix series, and it's about a tragedy that happens in a town in Sweden and the after effects. So I'm quite intrigued to see where this one goes. Next, we have A Game of Lies by Claire McIntosh. I picked this one because I've just started listening to her audiobook. It's Not What You Think, and I'm really enjoying it. And I saw this one in the library and I thought, I'll give this one a go. So it's a reality TV show and there's murder involved. Sign me up. And then last but not least, this one's I've started. Tell Me Lies. And it's about a young woman who goes off to college, university, set in America, and about who she meets, her love interest. Things aren't quite as happy as they should be. So I've just started this one. So I'm about that way through. Page 146. So we'll just see how it goes. So I will leave the intro there and I will see you in a bit. So it's later on, I've just put my son to bed and I've come back just to update you on this. So it's been a while since I've read a book in a day, and I think the reason that I read all of this in a day is because I was rage reading. I was so angry as I was reading this, not because of the book, but because of the characters in it. So I'm not sure how much I explained earlier. It was had to be quite a quick intro because my son was playing in the hot tub. That's also why I managed to read all of this. He was playing in the hot tub and I was sitting reading in the garden, hence a bit flushed. So it's told from 2 point of views, Lucy and Stanley. It's set in 2017 and then we have flashbacks to the past. So in 2017, Lucy's on her way to her friend's wedding and then she's also there at the wedding. And while this weekend's happening, we're having flashbacks of how she met Stephen and their very, very toxic relationship. Oh my goodness. We have all had a Stephen in our lives, somebody who is very charming, very suave, very personable, knows all the right things to say, but they are, what was it called in this? Sociopath, narcissistic personality. Not as in a sociopath who goes around killing somebody, but a sociopath as in somebody who has no empathy for anybody else, thinks constantly of themselves. So as you can imagine, it led to quite a toxic relationship between him and Lucy wasn't perfect. Lucy ends up having an eating disorder, so remember to check your trigger warnings. And it's just about the awful, toxic, on-off relationship they have over their time at college, university, because it's set in America, and the time after. And then obviously a few years later in 2017, I think Lucy's about 26 in 2017, when she's going to her friend's wedding and she was sort of looking back on her relationship, and I wasn't sure, it could have gone either way, and I'm glad it went where it did. I was very proud of Lucy, very proud of Lucy. So first book from the library solid 3 stars. It was a very, very good palette cleanser because I've been reading a lot of fantasy, fantasy, quite intense books recently. So this was a nice palette cleanser, and it was short, not too long, just over 350-ish pages. So a nice palette cleanser. So I'm going to be starting my next one this evening, but I'm not sure which one is going to be yet. So I might read a page of each and see how I feel. So I've got Bear Town by Frederick Backman and Game of Lies by Claire McIntosh, although I think at the moment this one is calling me slightly more than this one. So we will see, and I will catch up with you in a bit. Hi everyone, I'm just popping on for a quick update. We are on Wednesday, and in the end I decided to go for Frederick Backman, Bear Town. So I am trying a new camera. My husband set up the GoPro for me, so I'm just going to see how this goes. I'll have to see how this compares with the phone, so that's why it might look a bit different. So I started this, whatever day it was, Sunday, Monday, whenever it was I updated you, and I'm about halfway through. I'm on page 215. I'm really enjoying it, although I'm finding it's one of those books, when I'm not reading it, I'm not thinking about it, and then it takes me a little while to pick it back up again and a few pages to get back into it. But once I've read a few pages, I'm then immersed in the story again. Oh, that was my hand there. This camera's doing weird things. So yeah, it has the most amazing first line of a book. This would be perfect for the book prompt, like pick a story on its first line. I'll just read it to you. Late one evening, towards the end of March, a teenager picked up a double-barreled gun, walked into the forest, put the gun to someone else's forehead, and pulled the trigger. This is the story of how we got there. So this is all building up to that opening sentence. So it's based in Bear Town, obviously, and this is very much a town built on ice hockey. Everyone is obsessed with ice hockey. They live for ice hockey. They have their high school team, I think it is. And it's all based on the children in the team and the families, the coaches, the extended families, and about their lives. And that's pretty much all it is. There is some underlying tension. One of the old coaches has just been sacked, so there is some underlying tension. There's some obviously tension between the children. So yeah, I'm enjoying it, but I'm having to make myself pick it up. So I'm going to try and read some more this evening, and I will let you know my thoughts. Next, I have some book mail. This arrived today. I was so excited, I had to show everyone. So it's called Bloodbound, and it is by Ellis Hunter, which is 2 authors, the pen name for Katie Ellis Brown and Becky Hunter. So it's absolutely gorgeous. Hoping you can see that. And it's got lovely naked hardback, and it says, you see that, only blood brings fire. And then on the back, the darker the night, the brighter the star. And then the end papers are gorgeous. Look at that. And then it's the same on the back. So I'm really excited to start reading this one. I think I had this one down for one of my Our Fantasy Bingo picks. So I'm really excited to get cracking on it. But I've got to finish Bear Town first. So I will get back to you when I have an update. Hi my friends, so this is my final check-in or check-up for my library vlog. Hasn't gone quite according to plan. I think I left you yesterday evening and I was just about to read some more of Frederick Backman, Beartown, and I read for about an hour and a half-ish, and I managed, I think, just under 100 pages. And I gave up. I've given up. Please don't hate me, because I know there's so many people that love this book. I went onto Amazon to look at all the reviews and there's so many people that love this book. And I think I said yesterday, it wasn't really a book I was thinking about when I wasn't reading it. And I had to force myself to pick it up. And then once I was in it, I was enjoying it. I like his writing style. I really enjoyed his My Friends, which I've got on my bookshelf down here. Really loved that one, but this one is too much hockey. I think this is why I don't like sports romances, because it's too much sport. I'm not into sport. I don't care. I just don't care. And even with, there was an incident, sort of like the catalyst that happened just before I sort of finished and gave up. And even then, I thought, I don't care enough to see where this goes. I'm forcing myself to read it, and I shouldn't have to force myself to read a book. I read for enjoyment. I don't read a book because I have to read it. I read because I want to read it. And I was just finding that last night I didn't want to carry on reading it. So I stopped. So DNF for Frederick Backman, Beartown. Now, I know I had 3 books that I got from the library. The first one I did finish, Tell Me Lies. I think I gave this one 3 stars if I remember rightly. That's a bit glary. I'm filming in the evenings because it's the only time I have to film after work. The last book I picked was A Game of Lies by Claire Mackintosh, and again is something I'm excited to read. There we go, let's get rid of the glare. But I'm not sure if I'm in the mood for it right now. I was in the mood for it when I picked it up from the library, but I don't think I'm in the mood for it now. What I'm really in the mood for are some fantasy books, which is probably what I'm going to pick up, and hence ending this vlog. But what I will do is, when I've finished my current audiobook, also by Claire Mackintosh, which is It's Not What You Think, I'm absolutely loving it, which is partly why I picked this one up. I'm going to see if I can get this one on audio and listen to this one, because I really love the sound of this one. It does sound really good. They say the camera never lies, but on this show you can't trust anything you see, and it's about reality TV. There's murder, things go wrong. I mean, what's not to love? But I'm not in the right mood for this one, and I want to do it justice. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, I'm going to see if I can get it on audio and listen to it on audio, because I prefer to read my physical reads and then listen to my thriller, murder mystery type books on audio. So I'm going to leave that there. So we have got 1 3-star, 1 DNF, and 1 I'm not in the mood for. So please tell me I'm not the only one who picks out books I'm in the mood for, and then when you get round to reading them, you're no longer in the mood for them. Please tell me I'm not the only one. So chat to me down in the comments below. I'd love to know, what type of reader are you? Are you a mood reader? Can you stick to a TBR? Do you plan out your reading meticulously? I'd love to know. So if you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you in whatever comes next.